right. All right.
There you go. New York. No, Brownsville. Excuse me. Hey. Shalom. Shalom. There it is. I don't play like that, man. Fuck that. Mike, hey, Dad, you good. You good. You a sucker. You a bitch ass.
And as you guys can see, that was a video of Iron Mike Tyson sitting at a comedy club, minding his own business, and a knucklehead comes in and tries to challenge Mike, starts capping, starts talking trash, you know, all that jazz, bars. And the owner tried to get him to leave. And as you can see, he pulled a gun out. And the magnificent part of it, or the significance of this was, Mike Tyson didn't even budge. He didn't budge. Mike was on, he was sitting backwards on a chair with his arms wrapped around the back of the chair, watching the comedy. And I guess he's seen some more comedy because this guy pulled a gun out on him. And I say it's comedy because Mike Tyson's seen this again and again and before. Okay, he's been there. He's been guns pulled out on him. A lot of times guys want to pull guns just to prove a point, to know they have one, to know, hey, I have a deadly weapon and I'm not afraid to use it, but I've pulled it and I didn't use it. Okay. And that shows you that Mike Tyson absolutely has no fear. And it also shows you that you hear Mike Tyson speaking about real, dead to the earth, real life stuff, like humble things. And this is a representation. This is evidence of knowing that Mike Tyson is at total peace. Because you can tell after that he went and hugged the guy. He didn't have any animosity. He didn't have any zealous. He didn't have anything against this guy. He was like, okay, and I think what Mike acknowledged, though, that the guy really didn't pull the gun out on him. He pulled the gun out on the guy that was trying to make him leave because of what he was doing, because he was calling out Mike. And the guy was just trying to keep order, like, look, don't do that. Mike don't need this. Mike don't need that. Please get out of Mike's face. Don't do that in here. And I think the guy got offended, and you could tell he was talking to the guy afterwards, right? And he was really addressing the guy in derogatory, not really Mike. You know what I mean? And he said, well, I was just joking. And Mike didn't budge. And it just shows you, though, it didn't matter if he was talking this smack or whatever to Mike, which he was at the beginning. He pulled a gun. And then if you notice, even the cameraman kind of went down, and he sold the TMZ shots out to him. They got the footage, but the original footage came from some innocent bystander. They just took it. And even he ducked down because he didn't want to get shot because he was fearful. But if you notice, Mike didn't budge. He didn't flinch. Why? Because he's familiar with that type of world. He knows what it's like to have a gun put on him. You're either going to shoot or you're not. And I think Mike was really like, well, he ain't pulled it out on me. He pulled it out on the guy that was trying to make him leave because he felt he was disrespected. You talking to one guy and another guy comes around and says, hey, you know what? You need to get out of here. And he's like, yo, don't come up on me like that. I can show you what I can do. And I think that's what he meant, but the significance is Mike was like, Mike had to say, let him back in. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, he pulled a gun. They could have called the cops. Cops could have came. Could have been a whole different scenario. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Mike Tyson seeing a gun pulled out on him at a party, at a comedy club, didn't flinch. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.